Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Dogco Secrets podcast. My name is Michelle Kline. I am your host, and I am also the founder of Dogco Launch, where pet care companies come to grow and scale. Today, I want to talk to you about how to assess for opportunity in your local market. We're coming into a big year. A lot of companies I work with or that listen to this podcast have really, really big goals. It is so much more effective if we start with the local context of your business as like a grounding force going into this year. So let's get into it. Okay, so when people hear me talking about assessing the opportunity in your local market, there's going to be an immediate thought process you probably go to of, yes, I want to know what my competitors are doing. I would ask you to hold that intention. It's not that it's not important to know what other companies are doing, but at the same time, it really isn't. The only thing I want to know about my local competitors is, are my services differentiated from theirs? So different in some definable way that a client would see and understand, which it is helpful to see the way they message, the way that they position the services, what services they offer for that. It's only to make sure that we are positioned very differently with a really unique value add. And then I do look at competitor pricing. So I just want to go ahead and get the competitor piece off the table because that's the least interesting thing we're going to talk about today, but I get that companies go there first. So I am going to look at their site. I'm going to look at the services they offer to make sure we are positioned really uniquely, really differently. The other thing I'm going to look at is their pricing, but hang in there with me just to make sure that I am priced above whatever they are pricing. It is really important, I believe, to be the price leader in your area. And I recommend you run with that. The question should not be, oh man, what are they charging? And how can I make sure I either undercut that or don't surpass it? The question should be, okay, how can I make our unique value proposition so clear that it drives a very clear understanding of why we charge significantly more than everybody else around us. What does it take to scale your pet care business? My name's Michelle Kline. I'm the founder of Dogco Launch, where pet care companies come to grow and scale. And I want to send you a case study of how one of my clients took his monthly revenue in just 1 year from $17,000 to over $73,000. And yes, that is monthly revenue, not annual. To get this case study and to learn more about Dogco and what we do and how we help companies, go to dogcolaunch.com/case study. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, how to assess opportunity in your local area. So I really want you to focus on that unique value proposition of what makes your business unique, what makes your business special, and who is your business for. And that who should be your guiding light for this year. It should be the guiding light for your messaging. It should be the guiding light for your marketing and where you invest time, money, resources into the business, is so that it can really attract a very specific avatar. And by avatar, I just mean client type. It is well worth as a practice. So this episode's coming out like the second week in January. If you're enrolled in Dogco, we are about to, and you're in the track 1, the first year of the mastermind, first year of the program, we are about to do an exercise called a community assessment, where we are going to get really, really clear on who's in your community and what opportunities are there for the service lines you want to sell. Big emphasis on the service lines. It's not just the overall business. It is the pieces of your business you actually want to grow this year. Who resonates with those services? Who should we be looking for and speaking to in your community? So the way that we get that information, there are 2 paths we can take to get the information of who we should be speaking to. Number 1, we can look at the data within your community. So when I had my pet care business, I struggled with this concept at first. It's like, man, I don't want to narrow down my messaging. I don't want to narrow down who feels like my services are for them because I don't want to quote unquote leave money on the table. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle with this. It feels counterintuitive. However, what I realized is when I drilled down into the data in my community, we have, because I still live here, about 20,000 medical professionals who are in the millennial age range. I was looking at that and then looking at average statistics of how many millennials own pets and realized, man, if I could just get this specific client type to really feel like my business was for them, I wouldn't need more clients because I was looking like, okay, if I could pull like 10% of this population, that's 2,000 clients. Do I want more than 2,000 dog walking clients? The answer at the time was no, which may surprise you. I didn't want a unlimitedly large dog walking business. That comes with a lot of operational complexity. And just for me, I didn't want a business that big. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, I can focus in because the risk of leaving money on the table is much smaller than the risk of no one resonating with my service at all. And once I got my head around that, that's when everything changed for my business. So getting the data, getting really, really clear, what is one client type that gives you outsized opportunity in return compared to others in your specific community? And if you ask that question in ChatGPT, it's going to give you some interesting answers. You're going to need to train it, teach it on your business and on what you want to do. That's the only way you're going to get helpful data about what you should do is if it can align it with your priorities. But that is something that I highly recommend. The second thing that we can do to get this pathway forward on assessing opportunity is to actually look inward into your client base and to do an assessment on your clients. If you're in Dogco, I have recommended that you do a client survey. This is actually different than that. I recommend that you do some sleuthing on your current clients to get a sense of where do people work? Where do people live? How did they find us? And to really look at, are there any of these key client types, these key avatars that seem to be really resonating with our services, like that seem to be already attracting a certain group of people, a certain profession, a certain age group, people in a certain life stage of their business. These are really good pieces of information because from there we can build some workable assumptions on who is a fit for your business, where is the opportunity based off of what people are already doing and investing in when it comes to your service. I hope this was helpful. I think dedicating yourself to this practice at the start of this year has really outsized returns for you. If you're in Dogco, we'll do it step by step together. And if you're not, take it to ChatGPT. That is going to be a really, really good tool as well to help you get clarity on this subject. All right, everyone, have a good week.